লাইট অফ করে দাও, তাহলে আর আসবে না, বুঝছো না? ওই ফাইল নিচে ঢুকতেছে। Good morning, bon dia, Duduai. How are you all? I hope everyone is cool. If you can hear me, just let me know. Good morning, RS MB Trader. Good morning, Dimar. We're all winners. Just a matter of time for your turn. Absolutely, brother. All good. Thank you, Falcon. RS, thank you, brother. Sujipan, loud and clear. Thank you, brother. Good morning, bon dias, John. Good morning, brother. TG, good morning. Madalona, good morning. Abdul Moti, thanks for that penguin. Sheldon, good morning, brother. Today, it's not for trading. Today is not for trading. So, if you watch ICT's last video, he has clearly told over there that today is not for trading. Still, I'm here, thought to give the 150k account. Unfortunately, Take Profit Trader didn't give me that last account. That is why I'm not able to give that 150k account. Okay, so they told me that they were going to give me that 150k account by this morning, but they didn't give it yet. So I hope that they will give me that by tomorrow, as I'm not able to come tomorrow. It's tomorrow's live, so I will give that 150k account. If I'm not dead, then I will give that in Monday. Okay, I'm so sorry for that, but they didn't give me. I asked them, they didn't give me yet. So yeah, this is what it is. Okay. Hey, just hello, brother. Red Cherry Palm, good morning, brother. Miguel, good morning. Abu Moh, good morning. Good afternoon, brother. Mariola, hello, brother. Let's talk about this price action a bit. Today, it's not for trading. So if any of you would love to really trade this market, make sure that you are trading through the paper money or the AVAL, not funded account. Don't include your funded account. It's a request to all of you. Hello, brother. Ravi, Joan, no problem, brother. We are here to learn. Thank you, Joan, for understanding, brother. Ravi, thanks for the penguin, man. By the way, you guys can see my subscriber. It's 10,555. Really, it's a really good number. Please don't unsubscribe and don't make it 554. By the way, this is that week I was waiting to see that if there is any kind of reaction from that 50% of that week. Okay, so the body has closed above the 50% of that week. That means it is going to take that high. While the market closed above the week 50%, that means it is going to take the high of that specific week. It doesn't mean that 100% it is going to take that, but 90% of the time it takes that high. I am looking for this area here, that gap today, to think that this market will come at least until this area before any kind of retracement or anything. Okay, so this is the area where I'm expecting, but before thinking like that way, I have to understand tomorrow is the NFP. So while tomorrow is the NFP, market can be consolidating today. It can make the liquidity for tomorrow's NFP by today. It can do whatever it wants to do. So this price action is not too good to trade. That is why ICT told don't trade Wednesday and Thursday. I'm also going to tell you the same thing. Don't trade Wednesday PM session to until Friday AM session or 8:30 AM New York local time. Until that area, please don't trade over there. However, as I'm here, I will try to read this market a bit. Yesterday, to see that this market will reverse from this fair value gap, and ICT actually outlined this week actually. So he has outlined that discount week. I was looking for that fair value gap, so it is what it is. Whatever, market perfectly trade this fair value gap from the daily chart. That bullish fair value gap has been traded, and after trading that bullish fair value gap, market was extremely bullish. A typical trend is trend type of Wednesday, but which I don't expect in before NFP, the typical trend sprint Wednesday, but it was like that. Market closed above this week 50%, which is over here, and then come back again, tap to this week 50%, used it as a support. I'm expecting this market will take first that high, and then it will go to this fair value gap. Now this fair value gap is actually from here to here with the volume imbalance until this area. This is the actually the fair value gap with the volume imbalance. I'm waiting for the precision, so I'm expecting this market will come to this last fair value gap. Until that area, it will keep going higher. I'm not interested to see that it will reverse over here, but remember that tomorrow is NFP, so what market can do? Market can leave that buy side liquidity like here, right? Relatively equal highs. So market can leave that buy side liquidity for tomorrow's NFP and it can trade lower, something like this. This candle will go much lower, okay? And tomorrow's NFP, before NFP, market will fall, take some kind of swing low, and then boom, it will come over there. Of course, it can happen as we have NFP tomorrow. What is the rules of NFP? NFP is going to take both buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity by 8:30 a.m. New York local time. So as it doesn't have any kind of buy side liquidity, it doesn't have any kind of sell side liquidity, I'm expecting by today market is going to leave either the buy side liquidity at least, or the sell side liquidity, or both of them. Both of them market is going to leave for NFP. If I'm wrong, then market is coming here around this area. But if you ask me, my first intention to see that market is not going to go here. Instead, it is going to leave the buy side liquidity. Of course, it can go a bit higher of this high. That is going to be our obvious liquidity. There is nothing wrong. But my expectation today's market will be a bear market. Now it's really so difficult to say like that way, as I have NFP tomorrow. That is why I'm saying like that way. If I didn't have that NFP tomorrow, I would be extremely bullish until this fair value gap, until that fair value gap. If I didn't have the NFP today, so I have tomorrow. So I have to think about what is going to happen tomorrow. What kind of news event do I have tomorrow or this week? I have to think for them, and then I have to plan my trade. So according to that NFP, I'm planning to think about some kind of fall, and market is going to leave this buy side liquidity here, and it is going to fall. How long it can fall? Maybe until the 50% of that week. So until that 50% is the last line for falling. I don't want to see it will fall until this last line. That 50% of that week, but here somewhere very near to that 50%, it can fall until that area. So I am bearish today until it doesn't prove me wrong. Why I'm bearish? I'm going to repeat it one more time. As tomorrow we have NFP, non-farm payroll, I need to leave some liquidity for NFP. I'm expecting this liquidity is going to be left for NFP. It doesn't mean that it can't take that high. Of course, it can take that high, but it can be a shallow run. That means market will go a bit higher and then it will fall. If it doesn't go higher, that is the best case of scenario. Otherwise, even if it go a bit higher, I'll start to think about fall, but not interested to see that it will reach until the 50% of that week. It will come here somewhere, okay, very near to that area, or maybe until this down body close candle open. Until that area, market will fall. So this is my whole plan for today. As I know that today is not for trading, I would love to read the market only. Okay, so no trade is valid for me. I'm just interested to look for reading the price action. So I think you will, if you would love to stay here, you will see how I read the market without any kind of frame or without any kind of trade. How do I read the market? This is the hourly chart, and from the hourly chart, all you can see that market has taken the sell side liquidity. The sell side liquidity, remember here, it has been taken over here by yesterday's price action. Trade this fair value gap over here, which is not that much important to me, this gap, but as you can see, it has been traded this area and then it went higher, come until this area. I'm more interested to see that this market will keep falling and it will trade this breaker block, low, high, lower, low. So this is the breaker block. All of these consecutive candles are the breaker blocks. So I would love to see that this market will fall for this breaker block, and tomorrow from this breaker block it will go higher for this obvious or buy side liquidity, this buy side liquidity, and then finally it will come until this area with for some kind of reaction. Before falling, it can of course take that high by a shallow run from the daily chart, and then it can start to fall. But I'm just not interested to see that this market will keep going higher and trade this parallel gap. Can it do that? Of course it can do that. I'm not expecting that is going to happen because tomorrow I have NFP. This is the 15-minute chart, and from 15-minute chart, all you can see that market has taken all the buy side liquidity, right? All of these swing highs has been taken, and then market fall. It left the sell side liquidity here. See this clean sell side liquidity over here, and all of these imbalances. My first target is this last parallel gap over here. So I want to see that this market is coming for this last parallel gap from 15-minute chart by today, and tomorrow it will go toward that buy side liquidity, and then finally over here. If I'm extremely wrong, then what can market to do? It can keep going higher and trade this parallel gap before falling. If it happens, I have nothing to do because I have to predict the price action depending on the news event. As I have some kind of important news tomorrow, I have to leave some liquidity. Okay, I have to leave it. That is why I'm leaving it, and I hope that it's not going to take that liquidity. Instead, it is going to fall for this last parallel gap at least, and then if it went a bit lower, that is different matter. But until this last parallel gap, I really would love to see this market will fall. So you are seeing that the way I predict the market, how it is going to react over here, depending on the news event, depending on the situation or the time, everything helps me to understand when I should look for the liquidity, when I should leave that liquidity. So right now the situation is I want to leave that liquidity. If I really would love to leave that liquidity here, this last parallel gap from 15-minute chart, I don't want to see that this market is going to close above this last parallel gap from 15-minute chart. So I want to see if this market really would love to fall, it can maximum work with the 50% of this parallel gap before falling. So it can maximum work with the 50% because this is the premium fair value gap. If you mark from here to here, okay, this is the discount zone, this is the premium zone. As I don't have any discount fair value gap, so it can maximum reach until this way, I mean that fair value gap 50%, but don't want to see any kind of body close above that fair value gap. I don't want to see. If this market really would love to fall, I appreciate if it doesn't reach even it if it doesn't reach until this parallel gap. That is the best case of scenario. If it failed to reach until this area, that is the best case of scenario. Instead, if it keep falling, I really appreciate that, because this is the market which is coming from the premium. So while it is coming from the premium, I don't want to see that it will go to the premium fair value gap before falling, because it is coming from the premium. If this fair value gap is broken, maybe market will go and take that high or that buy side liquidity, then it will start to fall. Either way, I'm more interested to frame the sell setup. But why is that? I would love to repeat for the last time, because tomorrow I have NFP. If I didn't have the NFP tomorrow, then I would be bullish until this fair value gap with so much confidence that this market is reaching for that last fair value gap from the daily chart. As I have NFP tomorrow, so I am expecting this last fair value gap from the daily chart is going to be traded by NFP. Until NFP, it's not going over here. So all of this fair value gap is going to determine what it is going to do. If it doesn't close above the 50% of this last fair value gap, I will be so much confident that this market is going to fall for this sell side liquidity, all of this support zone. You can see all of this support zone, and finally for this last fair value gap. So that is all for the beginning, and I hope that it will be easy to read the market. I'm only interested to read the market, not interested to frame any trade. I'm just interested to frame the to read the market. So on my right, this is the 15-minute chart. This is that fair value gap I was talking about. On my left, this is the 1-minute chart. Would love to see how this market is going to react. Okay, Ravi brother, how normally Monday, Tuesday, if the job not finished on Friday for TGIF, we look for it like this week. Though we looked for it, it did not deliver in them week. How should we think about them levels? I should keep thinking about them, but if it doesn't deliver, it's okay. Sometimes if it deliver every single time and every single week or every single situation, then everyone will trade that TGIF, right? So nothing is 100% certain. So if the TGIF is not done by Friday, you have to keep thinking about Monday or Tuesday market will finish the TGIF. If it doesn't do that, absolutely okay. But into Wednesday, like yesterday, Wednesday, market trade that TGIF, but it's not important to me at all. Good morning, Kessing. Good morning, Archana. Good morning, Baragan. Jamie, good morning. Erdogan, thanks for that. I don't know what is that emoji, by the way. Will you create your first fair cap? Today, no trade is valid. From yesterday PM session to until Friday 8:30 am, no trade is valid except first presented gap. I have repeated that thousands of the time. First presented fair value gap is BC buy, CB sell. So if you want to tell, trade, you can trade, I have no problem. But first presented gap has no relationship with news, new day opening gap, new week opening gap, bias, price action, nothing. It's CB sell, it's BC buy. Walaikum salam, Murshad. Said good morning, brother. Augustine, good morning. Okay, clear, exactly. I stopped looking for the specific level after Tuesday. Absolutely, brother. After Tuesday, like this week, in Wednesday, market has done the TGIF, but it's not important at all. You can't think like that way. It's a misconception according to ICT. Good morning, Jai James Luga. Are you in Dhaka? No, I'm not in Dhaka. I will go to Dhaka tomorrow, Murshad. Good morning, Ganjam. Today is not for trading. If you would love to trade, make sure that you are trading with your own risk. What happened in this market? Let's check the 6:30. Okay, remember it's not for trading. We are just watching it. Just 6:30, 7 a.m. Killzone entry. Okay, so this is the 7 a.m. What happened? Market entered into the 6:30 around here. While market came here inside the 6:30, it has fallen. Did it take any relatively equal loss? No, it didn't take any relatively equal loss. You can see there is no relatively equal loss has been taken over here. Then market went higher. Can you see here? No relatively equal loss has been taken. Yes, single low has been taken, single low has been taken, but relatively equal loss was here, this low and that low. They are the relatively equal loss. Market failed to take that relatively equal loss. So while around 7 you got the displacement, are you going to take the buy? No. Why? Because market didn't take the sell side liquidity. Then market went higher. This is the relatively equal highs? No sir, it's not the relatively equal highs, it's the consolidation. If this high and that high, which is the obvious liquidity, I don't know if I have anything over here or not, I don't think so, whatever it is, if this high has been taken over here, I would look for the sell over there. Market didn't take relatively equal highs, market didn't take relatively equal lows. So any kind of displacement is not valid to take the 7 a.m. Killzone entry today because market didn't take the liquidity. So while it doesn't take the liquidity, I'm not interested to take the buy or sell. Okay. Then market came here, leave that liquidity, made another relatively equal highs here. All of these highs are the relatively equal highs. All of these lows are relatively equal lows here. All of these lows are the relatively equal lows. Went higher, take all of these relatively equal highs, then fall dramatically. When it has fallen dramatically, came here. The most important thing is when it came here, did it leave any liquidity or not? You can see this liquidity here, this relatively equal lows here and here, and that low, they're the relatively equal lows. It left the relatively equal lows. So what should it do? It should go to some kind of retracement before falling again for this sell side liquidity, because the buy side liquidity has been taken. So it should take the sell side liquidity now, and then I have some other sell side liquidity here. I had some kind of obvious liquidity yesterday and I told that it is going to be taken. I don't remember what was that. I think anybody remember what was that obvious liquidity, and I was pretty much confident that market is going to take that liquidity. It was too clean. I don't remember. Let's see. So right now I'm watching this 50-minute gap. If market failed to close above the 50% of this gap or above the constant crossment of this gap, I'll keep looking for sell. At the same time, this is the 8:30 open. You can see here, this is the 8:30 open, this is the midnight open. So if market go above them, those area, it is in deep premium. It should keep falling. Okay. Yeah, the sell side is juicy. 50-minute chart is very good to mark buy side or sell side liquidity. Yes, man, it's the bellwether for me. I love to use the 50-minute chart to use my liquidity, to use my direction, to use my understanding of my price action, everything. I love to use the 15-minute chart. Sometimes 15 minute is little messy, so I go to hourly chart to get a clear idea about the market. It's very rare. It's still 10,555 subscriber. So let's see if I can touch 560 subscriber by the end of this stream. I'll read the market only, not going to frame any trade. Whoever is interested to frame the sell or buy, it should be your own risk. This is the best opportunity to learn how to read the market without framing a trade. So I hope that you are not going to miss this opportunity. I'm thinking about 10,570. 10,570 by today. Man, this is not a good idea to think like that way. You should think something practical. It should be practical, okay? On me to go before 9:30 open. Let's see. Thinking about that is tax free and your skill deserves more than that. Oh, that's a great comment. Thank you, Madhi, by the way. So this is the 9:30 open. Let's see if it can make any BC or CB. We don't trade NFP days because before NFP market, most of the time market makes the liquidity. So we ICT trader, we actually trade to take the liquidity, not to make the liquidity. So those days where market is interested to make the liquidity, it's difficult for us to trade because we don't know which way market is going to make that liquidity. That is why we don't trade the NFP days. Like before CPI, Monday and Tuesday, most of the time market makes the liquidity for CPI. These days are low probability. For FOMC, the morning session, most of the time market makes the liquidity for FOMC. That's not the area for us to trade because it's extremely difficult for us to predict where this market is going to make that liquidity. It's very easy to understand where this market will go, where is the liquidity and how market is going to take that liquidity. But it's difficult to predict where market is going to make the liquidity. Rap goals to so big people laugh at them. First they ask why, then the same will ask how. It's a great motivational speech, Ravi. Thank you so much, brother. This is the learning space. How did I frame or how did I determine this gap should not be traded? The 50% of this gap should not be traded is going to give me the fall. Okay, this is really so important. If you don't understand this thing, you will never understand the premium and discount. You will listen the bullshit on online. So many so-called ICT traders will keep talking about that bullshit premium and discount, and you will keep getting confused. I am trying to make it too much easy to understand so that you can understand how to look for the premium and discount. Okay. Still now I didn't get any kind of first presented gap, so I'm just waiting to see how it is going to move from one level to another level. This is not really so good. One candle is 61 handle. It's not good. But Tito, how come the price touches the 15-minute favorable gap in your chart? If it touches the 15-minute favorable gap on my chart, what can I do, brother? While market has fallen until this area, I want to see that did it leave any sell side liquidity over here, or did it respect it from a very specific level? So this week 50%, I would love to see that. Now, first of all, this week 50% is not important to me at all. It is not important to me at all. But I'm watching for getting the confirmation did it respect from that 50% directly or exactly or not. Now I can see that it didn't respect that 50% exactly. It was a bit higher of this week. But remember, this week is not important to me at all. So what I will do, I'll mark the sell side liquidity now here. This is my sell side liquidity now. Can you please make a top down analysis from weekly? Keep coming, brother, keep coming. Don't miss the stream, you will get that almost every day, brother. If you are still interested, then you can watch yesterday's PM session. You will understand the whole thing from the weekly chart. আগুন জ্বালালে উড়ে যাবে পাখি মন, আগুন জ্বালালে উড়ে যাবে পাখি, নেশা কেটে গেলে তুমিও কেটে যাবে, জটিল করলে জটিল হবে, সহজ করলে সহজ, মাথার ভেতর। I know that Marquis is laughing right now, and he is going to say me, Brother, I told you that order block is more beautiful comparing with fair value gap. But you can watch this fair value gap, how beautiful it is respecting. See this fair value gap, how beautiful it is respecting. And I know. I'm still watching. This is not a good price action, so you can see after the open, market is just making too much volatility. Even on single candle is kind of how much, 39 handles, 62 handles, something like that. So I am still waiting for some kind of first presented gap which I didn't get yet. Let's see. Order block from 927 is the king. This one, that one. This is the best order block. It is also a trade from this order block. You see, from this body to body, you will mark from body to body, mark the 50% of that body to body. So here, this is the real mean threshold of that order block. This line is the real mean threshold of this order block. Tap to this order block here. All you have to do is cover just that mean threshold, just that mean threshold here. You will target this sell side liquidity here, that sell side liquidity. It's a 41 handle. Of course, before that you will take some partial. Where the most good area is that rejection block here. That rejection block is the best area to take the partial, around this area. After taking this partial over here, 22 handle, you will get a stop out to the break even. While this market fall closed below this order block, as it is too fast, not an re-entry idea. But if it could go a bit higher, that is the resell opportunity from here. Maybe it went a bit higher until that area. Re-entry opportunity covering that mean threshold. Target is this sell side liquidity. Why this is the real mean threshold? Because of that long wick. But brother, it has perfectly respected from that mean threshold. It's not the mean threshold. That is the whole candle 50%, which is absolutely, we know that it is called the mean threshold. And of course, I can told you that, brother, see how beautifully it has been reacted from that mean threshold. No, it's not the mean threshold. This is the body. The 50% of this body is the mean threshold. It is the real mean threshold because of the long wick, small body. And if you ask me, the best order block ever, that is the best order block ever. This is the propulsion block over here. See this propulsion block? That is the propulsion block here. Sorry, propulsion block. Sell side liquidity has been taken. Love to see that if it leave any kind of sell side liquidity, or is it a shallow run? It's so far a shallow run, so I'll love to mark the low of that shallow run as my next liquidity level. Okay, so here, by trading this propulsion block here, as it tapped to this open of that propulsion block, I'm going to mark the open of this propulsion block. Okay, so here I would love to take re-entry from this propulsion block here around this area. Stop loss has to cover the order block. As you can see, the mean threshold is very near here, so I would love to cover that mean threshold as well here. 16 handle. Next target, sell side liquidity here. Of course, in the meantime, I'll take some partial wherever I get the partial level. I'll just take the random partial from this propulsion block again. So this whole concept is working from here. This is the best order block. Of course, I can't use it on this one because you see this volatility over there is too bad. This is that next order block which has traded this fair value gap. See this fair value gap? This candle has traded this fair value gap. While it has traded this fair value gap, this is my new order block. Trade that order block, fall, take the liquidity. This is your by the way, I forgot to mark my first presented gap. Okay, so I'm going to mark my first presented gap first. Do you understand this order block things over there? I hope that you got. See this candle fair value gap, it's my first presented gap. I forgot to mark it. Okay, so here 27.39, it's a 12 handle gap. So let's see if it has provided us 25 handle or not. While this candle tap to this gap, that will be my sell from that first presented gap. Stop loss has to be above that candle which has made the first presented gap valid. As you can see, it's 39 handle. I would love to go for 25 handle. So my maximum loss is 25 handle. That is the 25 handle. And my maximum target is 25 handle. So where is 25? That is the 25. I forgot about this first presented gap, by the way. Now it's a boom. You should give me the boom. Okay, it's a perfect boom. I will say that, brother, you told that no trade is valid today. I told you first presented gap is something. If it is CB sell, BC buy, no rules, no regulation, nothing. It doesn't have any kind of relationship with anything. It's CB sell, it's BC buy. Maximum stop loss 25 handle, maximum target 25 handle.